What's going on, my fellow Americans? Your President Mono Ranagobal is here to do a fucking chapter review for the shitty Dragon Ball Super 9. Oh, this chapter was terrible. But yeah, what's going on, guys? It's been forever, you know. I haven't put out a video with my face on it in a long time, so luckily the chapter recently came out. I should have actually put this out like a while ago, but given that real life with work and all that and responsibilities like that, I can't really be putting out or trying to record late at night unless it's on the weekends. But good thing is, like, now it's a 3-day weekend, right? At least for today with Memorial Day and all that stuff. And yeah, just been a whole bunch of stuff. I guess before I can start, I can talk about a couple things. Yeah, so I went to LA. That was nice. I'm doing the chapter review for this, obviously. The Dragon Ball Heroes anime is coming out, right? Obviously, and I just laughed when I saw that. But I don't know. Is it a full fledged like anime? Like, is it like an anime or is it just like an original, like an OVA or something? You know. So I don't know what's up with that. But I did see the tweet from Yonka Productions. I remember like when that tweet came out. That was the day I was leaving for LA, and I was so hyped for LA, and I was just given that it's Toei and like what Dragon Ball is nowadays, it's just like, of course, like this happens. It's still kind of a shock that they're doing an anime over a fucking video game of all things. Well, and it's not so much that it's an anime over a video game. It's just that it's an anime over something like a game like Dragon Ball Heroes. Like Dragon Ball. It started out as an anime, and now they're going to do an anime for a game of the anime. Like, what the fuck is that? Me, I don't know if I'll watch it. Honestly, seriously, this is. I said it before, like with Dragon Ball, I'd pretty much watch anything because it's my favorite franchise. But this, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. For sure, if it's like a week long, full long anime like that, I'm definitely not gonna watch it. At least, I mean, I'll watch like a couple. Like I'll start it because I want to see like what the first episode is like. If it's interesting enough, whatever, I'll continue with it. But I'm not gonna expect like good writing or anything like that. And and I think people were asking like it's meaningless for me, or people were asking about like whether I would review it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna fucking review it because it's Dragon Ball Heroes anime. We already know that the story sucks, that Toei can't write for shit. So why would I spend my time reviewing an anime that blatantly makes no sense already? I mean, you already have like two Gokus fighting each other, which that in itself is kind of cool. I mean, sure, like if you go, I mean, totally ignoring like story, like real, like Toriyama manga, like story or competent writing consequences and stuff like that, right? To have two Gokus fight each other, and like not Goku versus Goku Black. I'm saying like Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus Super Saiyan Blue Goku, right? Whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, it's like it's like if someone made a video about, or if there was an anime about JoJo's All Star Battle or JoJo's Eyes of Heaven, right? Like I'm not gonna like take that seriously because it's a game and it's not supposed to be treated as quote unquote canon. And especially with Dragon Ball, whatever's considered canon now, thanks to Super and all the various retcons and all that shit, it's like it's completely fucked up, right? So. But yeah, I mean, those are basically my thoughts, and I really don't give a fuck. I'm disappointed, like something like that's happening. I'm disappointed because all I want from Dremel is just like a good like story that I'll enjoy, and that's like it's well written. That's all I want. But obviously with Dremel here, we're not gonna get that. So, just considering like Atsuhiro Tomioka is gonna be the writer and all this bullshit. But yeah, anyway, so those are my general feelings. I'll probably do a stream tonight actually, and I'll talk about more about it there. But yeah, LA was fun. Obviously, I've been uploading a lot of God of War because that game is sick. I just beat it last night. I'll have a couple more stuff to upload from the game. There's 2 more Valkyries. I don't know if I'll do the arena realms. We'll see. Maybe I could stream that actually. It's hard as fuck though. But right now I'm gonna finish Yakuza 6, so I'm gonna upload. There's not too many videos I'll upload from Yakuza 6, I feel, because a lot of the boss fights and stuff, it's not as climactic or as cool or as important as like boss fights like in other games, especially like Yakuza 0 and Yakuza 2 and Yakuza 1 for that matter. So or Kiwami, I guess, but So there's happening. I'm still playing Fighter, although it's barely. I mean, I haven't touched that game in like weeks, honestly. But with Vegito and Zamasu coming out, I'll have to buy them and try them out. Um, they don't honestly look that. I see. They don't. I mean, they're super characters, right? And I'm not too interested in playing them. But you know, Vegito kind of looks cool. Zamasu, the flying. I wonder if he'll be broken or not. We'll see. What else do I got to do? Oh yeah, Ippo, the Ippo stuff. We'll talk about that in a stream. I definitely want to talk about that in a stream. Actually, I should do a video on that. Hunter x Hunter has been gone for a while now, but I never really got to review like the new stuff. And honestly, there's just been a lot more other stuff that I've been doing that I haven't had time to like go back and like digest that information properly, and me like putting out a video on like what I feel about it and everything. So that's probably up there. Gintama's still going on. Got to do that, and I don't know what else is there. There's Gintama's still going on. I got to talk about that. Lupin the Third is going on. Megalobox is going on. One Punch Man, the new chapter that dropped with Garo recently, that was sick. Berserk, I don't know what's going on with that. Casca came back. Then there's Vinland Saga, and they're trying to escape the Four. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of shit going on. The basketball's been pretty good right now. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of shit. I mean, I guess I can talk about it all like in a stream, or I can do some separate videos on it or some shit. But let's talk about this Dragon Ball Super. Oh yeah. But actually, before I start the actual chapter review, that the Universe Survival arc, it's still coming. But like I've said like in a couple of videos before, look, I'm pretty much taking like 40, 50 episodes or so, and I'm trying to like make like a video out of it. So it's going to take a while. It's hard for me to like list, because usually what I do is like I list. In this case, unlike the Revival of F arc and like some of the Zamasu arc stuff, or very little of the Zamasu arc stuff, I'm doing like the all the good things that I liked about the arc too. So, but like most of Super, there's like 95% bad. So I'll that's gonna be the bulk of that rant. But this is going to be a rant too. So yeah, this is so that video is coming. It's still in the works. It's just like there's a lot of fucking information that I gotta like note out and like edit, or not edit, but well yeah, edit. Note out and like bullet point and like list when I make the video. So like when I read, when I read off it, it comes across clear and all that stuff. But yeah, basically it's just like it's a ton of work for that particular video. But it will happen. It's just gonna take some time. And unfortunately, it's pretty much been like 2 months since Super ended, so it should have come out a while ago. But whatever, fuck it. I just wasn't feeling it, because that's when I started work. Around when I started work, and I just haven't had the time. But this one I can do, because it's the weekend, and yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this is chapter 36. What the hell? Wait, is this chapter 36 or chapter 35? Oh shit, I can't do this. Fuck. What the hell? Where did it go? Hold on. Oh, is it here? Maybe it's here. Okay, yeah, okay, it's here. Good. It's here. Okay. Nice. Okay, I thought my thing for the chapter 36 had gone away, but no, we good. Yeah, so we're gonna review chapter 36 of the Dragon Ball Super manga. My general thoughts, much like the previous chapter, it was a big pile of shit. So let's talk about the two things that I thought this did that I liked better. The two new things that the manga introduced that I thought, quote unquote, made it better, if you will. I like the part where Beerus. I don't know if I like it, but Beerus finding Ribrianne attractive is okay, I guess, somewhat. That was interesting to see. Same thing with Ribrianne finding Krillin attractive. That's okay, I guess. And I'm saying I guess because I'm very 50-50 on it. but I just decided to include it because I know there may be some positive stuff coming out of both of those interactions. I don't know, it just seems like very Dragon Ball-esque or very Toriyama-esque for something like that. It feels natural and organic to the story for that to happen, even though it's like a very small, like, it's not like some like big ass plot point or anything, but those are just like small, nice little details that may or may not be good. But the manga also kept Piccolo losing to Gami-Saras because he's too small, and you already know that's bullshit. I mean, to lose to someone because you know your opponent is like magically like 2 centimeters like small, like get the fuck out of here. And he has that kind of big. I mean, I guess the size of the key isn't a problem, but it's just like what the fuck, man. So yeah, those are really the only like those two things. The first things are the only positive things I gotta say. Piccolo losing to Gami-Saras, that was bullshit, and that's something that was kept in the anime. Okay, so now let's talk about the shit in this chapter. How does Vegeta know that Toppo is the god of destruction candidate? I don't was that ever said? Because if it was, then you know, you just feel free to correct me in the comments. I'm not bothered enough to go back and check like in previous chapters if that was said. But to me, I'm pretty sure from what I remember, I don't remember Vegeta's ever being told that Toppo was a god of destruction candidate. So for him to just magically know that, I feel like is bullshit. Vegeta getting mad about being second in Universe 7, that's yet again, you know, as we know, more generic caricature characterization for the character because it's fucking stupid and it's nothing new. It's just a character regression. Not necessarily character regression, but it's more like it's just the same shit that we've seen with Vegeta over and over again. I mean, I can still believe that Vegeta after the Buu arc would still kind of be irritated if he's still second to Goku. You know, I can still get that. I can still get that if he were to be like that after Buu, I can get that, but not at the expense of like hating Kakarot or not calling Kakarot like his best friend or you know something like that. You know, he can still be mad about being second, and not even mad is like too strong of a word. Maybe he can still be irked about being second in Universe 7, even though he's not. I mean, he's technically like what, fourth if you include Beerus and Whis. Maybe fifth if you include Frieza. And actually, no. With Frieza, they had the perfected Super Saiyan Blue, right? Okay, yeah. So he's more like fourth, but yeah, he's not even really second. But I guess it's relative like second to their fucking teams. But yeah, it's just the same shit over again. Oh, Vegeta's second again and again. You know, it's the same shit we get over and over again, which is another reason why this whole fucking show sucks, or Dragon Ball Super sucks. I don't like saying series because that includes like all of Dragon Ball, and that's just bullshit. You know, not all of Dragon Ball sucks, only Super sucks, and GT sucks, and Dragon Ball Minus sucks, and yeah, a whole bunch of other shit sucks, but at least the original core story doesn't suck, so I don't say series, I just say Super. Vegeta, the way Vegeta attacked Toppo and Dispo, that was trash. Because that action just felt terrible. Like I was reading it, like he was doing the same like repeated kick attack that Vegito did against Zamasu in the anime, and it was the same thing that Videl did on a punching like a sandbag in Majin Buu arc filler. Like she was bouncing on one knee and just kept fucking kicking. I think Cell has done that too, if I'm not mistaken. But the way that it's not even the way that he drew it; it's the way that which he expressed it. Like it's kind of like, okay, like Toyotaro draws Vegeta attacking Toppo, right? Then he kicks him, Toppo blocks it, and then Toyotaro dedicates like a whole panel to Vegeta smiling like devilishly, or as though like he's got like ha ha ha, like I got you now, bitch, or some shit like that. And honestly, it's I've said it before, like in all my other manga chapter reviews, but it's those sorts of panels that you need to erase from the manga if the manga ever wants to be like any better than how it is now. I mean, it has been better than how it is now because, again, the Universe 6 arc wasn't that bad in the manga. It's probably the best arc in the manga, right? Yeah, it's probably the best arc in the manga. That or maybe Battle of Gods. I don't know. It's been a while since I read the Battle of Gods arc in the manga, but yeah, I would say besides, yeah, I mean, well, Zamasu and Universe Survival and fucking Revival of F, you know, all those Super just fucking sucks in general, obviously, but it's just like, come on, you know, like if even if you want to make like a jump, like a small iota and jump of quality, you need to erase those sorts of panels because it's just you're trying too hard to express emotion or trying to express the feeling in a character. You know, Toriyama would never do that. Toriyama has no wasted movement. He has no wasted. I'm not just saying like how the characters move, not only in Dragon, even Dr. Slump or whatever. Even when it comes to like facial reactions, dialogue, like nothing is fucking wasted. You know, that's why he's such like a great fucking mangaka. Like that's one of the reasons why. And Toyotaro just doesn't have that. And, you know, you can say that, you know, maybe I'm just being too hard because Toyotaro started out as a fucking fan doujinshi mangaka artist, and you're comparing him to, like, one of the best mangaka who's ever lived. And sure, I can understand that. I understand that completely. But if that's the case, then you at least got to, like, change and try to learn and, like, be different. If, you know what I mean? You got to be able to attain that quality that Toriyama had. And he just doesn't have that. Because he can't make the characters cool. Toyotaro just cannot make the characters cool. Like even besides what I'm talking about with Vegeta and Toppo, it's even like when Piccolo eliminated that one guy in this chapter. I think it wasn't Obuni. It wasn't the Universe 10 guy. It was the Universe 2 guy. I think. Yeah, that beautiful guy with the rose, no homo, from Universe 2. I think it is. He eliminated. So there's this part where like Piccolo, he sees 17 attacking Botamo, and I'll talk about that too. But there's this panel where like the way so Piccolo is just like silent, like this is nothing, like this is fucking easy for me, like this is a what's the English word? I'm goddamn Mendoze. I don't fucking know the Japanese word, but it's like the this is annoying, right? This is like this is just like some small shit that I gotta do, but like why do I gotta do it anyway, right? Like so it's that sort of reaction from Piccolo when he eliminates this dude when he's seeing a 17 fighting Botamo, and he just eliminates him like this. And just that panel alone, you know, even though I understood like what he was trying to say, what Toyotaro was trying to convey in that panel, and it came across fine, but it was more so like how he drew it, you know. Because I feel like that's a little you're trying a little too hard. What's the best phrase I can use? You're overly and being excessive about how you portray that sort of particular emotion. The degree, not only the emotion, but the degree of emotion, the level, the intensity of that emotion, or whatever the character is feeling. You're overly like and excessively like embellishing that. You know, you can just like Toriyama would have just drawn it like. I'll give you an example. That sequence, that scenario that I'm talking about with 17 and Piccolo and Botamo and the guy that I'm pretty sure it's the guy with the rose that Piccolo eliminated. If Toriyama were to draw that, he would just have that be one panel instead of like four different separate panels. And in that one panel, you would see 17 fighting Botamo, right, on one side. You would see Piccolo eliminating the Universe 2 guy on the other side of the panel. You would see Piccolo eliminating this guy, right? And then in that panel also, there will be like dialogue, you know? And so that's what I'm talking about. Just in that one panel, Toriyama, what he would do, you would see the fighting, you know, you're accomplishing like many different tasks within a panel, right? And the dialogue is there. It's all easy to read. There's no wasted movement. There's nothing. So, and I don't think, probably I didn't do a good job of just now explaining that. If there was some way for me to just like show you like what I'm like thinking in my head and just like put it on screen, I wish there was, because that would be like fucking like incredible. And yeah, but not just for drama, but just for shit in general. But that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Like Toyotaro, like when he tries to portray emotion and degree of emotion and what they're feeling in a character, he's excessive with it. Not only is he excessive, but he's very generic with it too. You know, like. And if he wanted to show Vegeta like enjoying like the fact that he's like beating on Toppo, right? Like instead of dedicating like a whole panel and cutting it up with Vegeta smiling, just have it be one panel, right? Where it's like those panels in the original Dragon Ball manga where you can just see like rapid like fists or I guess in this case kicks flying, and then Vegeta smiling confidently. That's all you got to do. That's all you got, and just show like Toppo blocking it. That's all good. You know, you've portrayed everything that you've needed to in one panel. There's no wasted movement, and there's nothing. You know, you got to be, and that's the thing. Like, and actually, now that I think about it, that's one thing that Toriyama does. And that just realized, wow, holy shit, I've never really. He didn't use a whole. He never cluttered his pages like with like a whole bunch of like fucking panels. And I feel like Toyotaro is doing that shit over here, or at least like it's not cluttering. That's the right word. It's more like so you have like a page of paper, and then like he's only taking like a 16th of it, right? A 16th of this page to draw a fucking panel box and then put something in it, just to show like a very small like reaction, and to put like such a spotlight on that reaction. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean when I say like he's being like excessive with it, like he's being generic with it. Just show it off. Just it shouldn't be like something that you know that is so focused on by like the reader. You know, and not that it takes like 120% concentration to like see that, but it's more so like, you know, okay, I'm reading this fight, right? Okay, I see Vegeta kicking Toppo, and then I go to the next panel, and here's Vegeta smiling devilishly. When all you had to do was just have it be one panel, and just combine those two things. Just have Vegeta smile like in a fucking confident, cocky-ass smile, like whatever it is, and just have him like repeatedly kick Toppo, and show Toppo struggling like with the facial expression, and just have that all be like one fucking panel. You know what I mean? That would have been more. That's what I mean. Like when I say like that's what Toriyama does. Like there's no wasted movement, especially when it comes to Dragon Ball, and that's what I don't like about reading the manga here. Like there's it's just generic. It just feels like Toyotaro's like trying too hard just to show like, oh, this character feels like this in this particular moment, so I'm just going to dedicate this whole panel to just this one particular character's face. And so the reader will know like how he's feeling, when really it's not even that big of a fucking deal. Anyway, I went on a little too long over there, but so yeah, Piccolo does that, right? And 17 is fighting Botamo, and this was just fucking retarded. Somehow, it's not 17 eliminating Botamo that's the problem. It's how 17 eliminated Botamo. 17 punches Botamo so hard that like he starts stretching, right? He starts stretching, and then when the pliability, the flexibility of Botamo is at like its max, right? After he punches him, Botamo then just like springs shots out of the arena. Okay? Now, that in itself isn't wrong, but it's more so that 17 used that, right? But Goku and the others previously in the manga, couldn't do that earlier. Goku had to like fucking judo slam Botama out of the arena, right? He had to do that out of the arena. But here, Toyotaro just has him do like I mean, and again, that attack it's not the problem, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that shit was used against. I'm pretty sure Goku or Vegeta against Fat Boo or Gohan, someone. At one point, they've punched Boo, and I want to say it's Fat Boo. They've punched Boo so hard that his body is like stretched all the way, and like his body's like fucking like covering like the entire horizon because he's just stretching so much, and then he's gone away, right? But it's more so like it's how inconsistent with his, and not only how inconsistent it is with like the previous manga chapters, but this just goes to show like just how fucking horrible Super is when it comes to its powers. Like if 17 can just do this, right, then why did you make such a big deal about like how Botamo is like, oh, melee attacks don't work on him and all this shit? And obviously, like, bruh, like dude, can you just believe, like, I'm going off the rail here, but it's just like, why bruh, it's so inconsistent with Dragon Ball Z specifically. Like, all the different abilities and powers in Super are just fucking stupid. But yes, so somehow 17 uses a Boo-like tactic of punching Botama so hard his body stretches and spring shots over the arena. But Goku and the others couldn't do that earlier for some reason, because melee attacks don't work. Get the fuck out of here, Toyotaro. The sumo tag team attack with the bird, that was whack. I'm going to call him Sumo. I think his name is like Napapa or something. But it's funny. So it's like Piccolo exclusively calls it fucking sumo wrestling, right, in this chapter. That pig guy with the sumo, his fighting style. But in the anime, they said it was a martial art like sumo. And I guess my feeling on it is like this. I mean, if you're going to call a martial art like sumo, then it has to be like sumo, not exactly sumo, right? But at the same time, if you just call it exactly sumo, then it just goes to show that that whole mirror thing that they were talking about with Dragon Ball Super, where like the two numbers add up to 13, which means they're like mirrors of each other and shit, that shit don't mean nothing now. That shit don't mean nothing. 6 and 7, like, why the fuck does Earth exist? Or how does sumo exist in, what is it, Universe 2, I think it is, right? Isn't it? Where's this guy from? I'm pretty sure it is Universe 2 because he was with the Gium guy. And Gium, who's that bird guy, is from Universe 2, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go see. Zeum. Okay, I don't know what the fuck his name. With the rest. Oh, no. So he's from Universe 10, right? So if Sumo is from Earth and Earth is in 6 and 7, how the fuck is it from Universe 10? You know, like it's inconsistency shit like that, which is just fucking atrocious to deal with. It's atrocious to deal with that shit. I don't know why the fuck this camera wasn't down. But yeah, so fuck all that. So yeah, that was whack. Then Piccolo has this horrible ass line of dialogue, right? About how he says that a sneak attack, so that tag team attack that I'm talking about with Napapa and Gium, right? Sumo and the bird dude. Piccolo then says that a sneak attack, like how can you do that? How can you call yourself a sumo wrestler and say that you don't have, it's without dignity and honor? And I'm just thinking to myself like, God damn it, Toyotaro, you fucking retard. Look, Piccolo did the exact same thing against the Cybermen in the fucking Saiyan arc, right? He protected Goku from Frieza when he was trying to make the Genki Dama by sneak attacking Frieza on Namek, right? And granted, you can make the argument, okay, Piccolo's done that stuff, so maybe he himself is admitting that he's without dignity and honor. But you know why that argument doesn't work? Because he repeatedly has always said that he wants to fight by himself. He fought Frieza in his second form and third form by himself. He didn't want Gohan and Krillin's help. He fought 17 by himself. He didn't want Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, and Chaozu's help. He didn't want their help. He's willing to fight alone. The dude has dignity and honor. But here in the manga, now he's saying that you don't have dignity and honor because he did a sneak attack, when he himself, Piccolo's done a sneak attack many different fucking times in the fucking series. And it's so fucking stupid. He went after Babidi in the Buu arc, fucking, like, went up behind him while Vegeta was fighting fucking Buu. The fuck is this? Fuck you, Toyotaro, you fucking dude. Like, fuck Super. I'm sorry. I mean, I think I've exhausted like all my rage at Super, but it's just like shit like this where it's just like of course you get like the big ideas wrong, but it's like the small ideas like this when you say like I understand the character, you don't fucking get the character. Fuck out of here. And you can always say like, oh, this is like an ironic thing. This is like this is what I was saying about this is what Saiyan Z3 was saying about Toriyama and irony and contrast and doing like opposite shit and all this stuff, right? And sure, I can understand that, but how long are you gonna use that as an excuse for fucking inconsistencies and blatant plot holes and shit like that? Yes, Toriyama does that stuff, but I mean, if you want to make the argument that Toriyama, right, that he does do irony, he does do opposite stuff, he does do like a whole bunch of shit, right? That's how he writes, right? That's why he makes like the smallest guy the strongest person, because the smallest guy isn't usually the strongest person. It's opposite. It's the opposite of what you would expect, right? It's ironic. It's contrasting. And yes, I've said that he does that stuff, but you can't use that. You can't say that and use that as an excuse for every single fucking thing in Super, to excuse everything because, oh, Piccolo is saying something about dignity and honor here, right? And he's done this and that, and now you have Piccolo saying something about having no dignity and honor when he himself has done stuff that is dishonorable, but later he's shown that he's honorable. You can't say that. You can't use that as a fucking excuse. You see what I'm saying? I'm kind of like slurring and stuttering my words like right now, but honestly, I think you guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, that was whack. I can't help but feel also that, back to the Ribrianne and Krillin thing, I can't help but feel that Ribrianne being beautiful and Krillin being handsome is an ironic twist on Toyotaro thinking both are ugly. So it's kind of like, and I feel like this is feeding into like fan memedom even more, where it's like Krillin, Krillin is already like the butt of jokes in Dragon Ball fandom, right? And I think the fact that Krillin, right, Ribrianne of all people is calling him handsome, right? So you can look at it like this: Krillin's being called handsome. How can you say Toyotaro is shitting on him? But at the same time, it's like this is Ribrianne we're talking about. The fact that Ribrianne points out the fact that he's bald and has no nose, those are not attractive features, right? And unfortunately, right, I feel like this is Toyotaro actually believing that Krillin isn't worth dick, which is why Toyotaro eliminated Krillin early and why he's like trying to like fucking do this. It's one of those things where maybe the intention is good, maybe it is, but I feel like just that interaction alone between 18, Ribrianne, and Krillin and all that stuff, it makes me think that Toyotaro actually agrees that, or he thinks to himself that Krillin looks fucking ugly. And it's not even that Krillin looks fucking ugly. It's more so the fact that he's trying to make Krillin look good when he himself thinks that Krillin isn't worth dick, which really sucks, you know? Anyway. It's no better in the anime also, but the Ribrianne stuff in general is fucking whack. Ribrianne was fucking whack as fuck, unfortunately. Again, I said, like, the design in itself, I think, is a very Dragon Ball-esque design. I think if Ribrianne was introduced during Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, that would have been a character, at least from a pure aesthetic sense, that would have fit with everyone else in the series. That would have worked. Right? Now, obviously the execution with the fucking love, all the constant fucking love dialogue over and over and over and fucking again is a reason why it's fucking trash as fucking the anime, right? Now, the Ribrianne stuff over here, though, is also fucking whack, right? Because, really, like, the attacks that... Dude, she got so mad at 18, right? This is another reason, like, why it's whack in the manga, too. She got so mad at 18 in this chapter that she puts her hands up like she's gonna do, like, some fucking, like, death ball or Genki Dama or some shit like that, right? Some big-ass, like, fucking attack. But all that comes out is just, like, these two, like, pea-shooter, like, fucking ki blasts. And then 18 dodges that shit with, like, not even, like, an iota of effort. You know, and it's shit like that where it's just like, what the fuck am I reading? Okay, so Ribrianne got so mad that 18 is married to Krillin, who apparently is, like, fucking beautiful as fuck according to Ribrianne. Okay, that's fine. But then if that's the case, if you're going to unleash an attack, that attack's got to be, like, actually, like, fucking threatening. How the fuck is Toyotaro just going to draw Ribrianne doing this, and then these little, like, two, like, pissant little fucking 3 micro-penis center-sized fucking, I don't know, ki blasts are going to come out, and they don't do dick? They barely put, like, a dent in the hole where fucking 18 is standing? Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, that was whack. The Ribrianne stuff was whack. Kitella, oh my god. God, man. I'll never forgive what Super has done to fucking Kitella. I guarantee you, if this was Prime Toriyama back during the 90s, Kitella would not have been written like this. Kitella already sucks in the anime, unfortunately, right? And I hate that happened. But Kitella actually thinking invisible people will help him in this fucking tournament is one of the biggest insults. Like, not one of the biggest insults. It's an insult in of itself, because it just goes to show that no one gives a fuck about consistency, story continuity, and what makes sense within Dragon Ball. Okay? Goku has already said that lack of sight ain't shit. He proved that against Tien in the 23rd World Tournament. Vegito has told Buu after he absorbed Gohan that sight ain't shit, which is why when Buu did his little fucking blowing steam out of his head thing and covered the area, Vegito still beat his ass even though he couldn't see. We need to stop with this fucking lack of sight. Lack of sight doesn't mean shit in fucking Dragon Ball. This isn't, they're trying too hard to make this like fucking like human tactics, like, oh, I can't see and all this bullshit. That's not how it fucking works. That's not how it fucking works, you retards. How the I'm fucking done. I've already said this particular point like over and over again. Just because you can't see, that shouldn't impede a top tier fighter after the Buu arc. Vegito is proof of this. Goku is proof of this. Vegeta is proof of this. Fucking Gohan in the Buu arc, even when he hadn't trained in 7 years, right, is capable of still beating guys without seeing. Fuck out of here with that. And then we get to 17 beating Kamisaras. This was so stupid. Okay. I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong about this. I'll probably have to go back and fact check. But how the hell can't 17 and 18 sense ki? How can they not sense ki when 16, 19, and Jiro could? I don't remember anything being said about androids being unable to sense ki. What I do remember, and the only thing I remember, is that they themselves, that androids 17 and 18 and 16 themselves, and I think, yeah, 19 and Jiro, they all had ki themselves that was unsensible. So, like, Goku couldn't sense Android 17's ki out. But I don't remember, and I'm pretty sure it's false, that 17 and 18, they are able to sense ki. They are able, they are able to sense ki. And you want to know how I know that's true? Because I'm thinking back to when Cell in his second form was hunting 18 and 16 by extension, and when Vegeta showed up, right, to basically like beat the shit out of Cell in his second form, when Vegeta showed up to beat the shit out of Cell, I specifically remember 18 and 16 sensing Vegeta coming. I remember that. I'm gonna say I'm 80% sure about that. I'm pretty sure that was in the anime. I don't remember if that was in the manga, but even then, like how did they not? They have to be able to sense ki. They have to be able to sense ki. I'm just thinking like, yeah, they have to be able to sense ki because 16 was able to tell that Cell was so fucking powerful after he absorbed 18 when he was fighting Vegeta and Trunks. Yeah. So that's a fucking plot hole. Yeah. I don't know how 17 and 18 can't sense ki. That doesn't make any fucking sense. So yeah, fuck that. That's bullshit. I don't know what the fuck Toyotaro was thinking there. 17 having better hearing than Piccolo to find Gamisaurus, that's fucking laughable. Piccolo was able to hear Goku's and fucking Trunks' conversation when they were talking about the future and everything, like back in the original manga. 17 is better hearing than that. Fuck you, Toyotaro. Fuck you. So yeah. Oh, and so that's basically the chapter. Though I'm gonna end the video now, but I do want to end it on the fucking tracing thing. So if you guys don't know, for the V-Jump cover, which the chapter came out, the issue of V-Jump, which this chapter came out, there was a Toyotaro helped to draw the cover of that issue, and it had come to the attention of several people, at least on Twitter, that Toyotaro had apparently traced something. So, and people were getting like fucking like butthurt about this. Okay, so here's my 2 cents on that shit. It's definitely wrong to fucking like trace shit and to what's the word? To I guess to take something from like an official product, right? Trace that shit and then to sell that shit as yours. Not even officially, but even unofficially, like on DeviantArt or whatever the fuck it is, right? But here's the other thing. It's a fucking V-Jump cover. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Bruh, there was a, what was it? I think it was like a Die Quest or Dragon Die Quest manga, if I'm not mistaken, right? That basically copied the entirety of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So when Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Cell was happening in the manga during 1993, 4, 5, or 3 or 4, whatever it was, right? I'm pretty sure there was a manga that came out like 4 or 5 years after that. I could be wrong about the time, but there was a manga that came out after that that basically copied all of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Cell, right? So there was an artwork, and that one, and I distinctly remember the one panel where Gohan like uppercuts the shit out of Cell, right? The position of the characters and the background and everything, right? All that stuff was replicated in this other manga that I'm talking about. Everything was. Obviously, like, the character design and everything was different. The character names, the names of the characters, all this stuff, shit was different. But literally, the action sequence was the same shit as Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Cell. And on Twitter, there was a Japanese Twitter account that I follow. They showed, like, a little manga. I think it was from 2006 or 7. And it was the same thing as Super Saiyan Goku versus Frieza, right? That should be the shit infuriating you. People were throwing like fucking like saying like fuck Toyotaro and all this bullshit, right? People were getting like so fucking butthurt and salty and all this thing over a fucking V-Jump cover because he traced the pose of this obscure ass Captain America thing. Keep in mind, okay, yeah. So this is what happened, right? Toyotaro, he said before that he likes the MCU and all this stuff, like how everything connects and all this bullshit, right? So there's this comic, right? And I could be wrong about the obscure thing. But there was this panel or this page in this Captain America comic, right? A Marvel comic. Not Captain America comic, but a Marvel comic that shows Captain America, and he's throwing his shield like in the same pose that Goku is in on this V-Jump cover. So and people overlaid like the two models and everything, and apparently like it's the same or some shit. It's just like slight adjustments by Toyotaro. Okay, whatever the fuck it is. But it's just like, so let me get this straight. You're bitching because Toyotaro traced from this really like, and personally, I used to be into comics. I'm not so much more into it, but I've never seen this fucking Marvel comic panel. I've never seen this page, and from what I understand, none of the new Marvel comics are any good anyway right now. They're not significant. They're not being raised up as like, oh my god, something like the best shit Marvel's ever put out or anything like that. I know the most recent thing that I can remember what Marvel has done has made a Kamala Khan the new Miss Marvel. That's pretty much like the only thing that I've like learned about pretty much for like the last like 3 or 4 years with fucking Marvel. Between that and maybe Secret Wars or some bullshit like that, right? Anyway, but so people are getting so fucking like butthurt and salty because this motherfucker Toyotaro just took a pose from some random ass Marvel comic that shows Captain America throwing a shield, and he took that pose and put it on a fucking V Jump cover. I'm not saying you shouldn't be like irritated or irked, right? Or I'm not saying that it's not right, or I'm not saying that it is right because it's not right. It's not right. But you're so butthurt and salty, and you hate the Dragon Ball Super manga and all this shit, and so because Toyotaro decides to take this random ass panel from which I believe is an obscure ass Marvel comic of Captain America and decides to put that on the V Jump cover, and that is what has you fucking pissed off? How the fuck would you react if you even knew what Jim's Nerd Nation did? Do you guys remember Jim's Nerd Nation? That dude would take like inkings, right? He would have like these amazing paintings, and it was found out that he was straight up like stealing other shit from deviant artists and selling that shit for money. That's something being worth fucking pissed about. Or like what I was talking about, like with the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan versus Cell stuff, or Super Saiyan Goku versus Frieza stuff. All these other people are getting like bitching and shit because of a fucking V Jump cover? A V Jump cover. So much so that you want to do like 10 fucking tweets on it? Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of here. A V Jump cover. Not even like an actual like fucking like it's not even the actual Dragon Ball Super manga in itself. It's a cover. A fucking cover. Get the that's exactly the kind of dumb bullshit, like, which is why I don't seek to foster relationships in the so-called community. It's why I just like upload shit on here and I just like send it out, and I don't care like who sees it or who doesn't. It's dumb bullshit like that. It's so fucking. I mean, I was just laughing just see like how are you this butthurt about it? I mean, of course it's wrong, but it's not like I care about Dragon Ball Super that much where I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, my whole fucking feelings are hurt and all this bullshit. Yeah, but yeah, it was bullshit on both fronts. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, fuck this chapter.